Hey everyone! In my previous guide we took a deep dive into Stella, one of the newest and most exciting heroes in State of Survival, especially for control style lovers. So today, just as promised, it's time to go one step further and talk about something that can completely redefine her performance in combat. So we will talk about the best Tempest Arms for Stella. And trust me, this is where things get really interesting. When choosing Tempest Arm for Stella, we are not just looking for something that fits the march overall. Of course, synergy with other heroes matters, but in Stella's case, it's more important to build directly around her. Why? Because Stella has a potential to become the main damage dealer in your march, and in many cases, she can even outperform Daisy, a dedicated hunter damage hero. So what makes Stella truly special is her third skill, Pulse Drift. After two active skill activations, Pulse Drift applies silence to the first two rows of enemy troops, and this silence lasts for 3 full turns. That alone is incredibly powerful. Crowd control that long can completely shut down enemy damage cycles and swing things heavily in your favor. If this sounds familiar, it should. Mechanically, it's very similar to Shizuka's first skill, where she applied silence every 8 turns for 3 turns as well. The difference? Stella replaces Shizuka in the match while also bringing significantly higher damage potential. In other words, we are not just controlling the enemy, we are pushing them hard while they can't respond. And now let's push this synergy even further. When you pair Stella with Cynthia, especially her second skill Vein Puncture, things start getting nasty. Vein Puncture applies Disarm to enemy troops, removing yet another layer of their offensive capability. At this point, enemies are not just weakened, they are locked down. And this is where many players completely forget about a weapon that has been sitting in their inventory for years. I am talking about Little Landmine. Yes, that Little Landmine. A first generation Tempest Arms that most players considered useless. Many dismantled it, recycled it, or simply ignore it because it didn't find the old meta. Back then, it had no real place in competitive marches. But today, it's back, and it's terrifying. Lethal Landmine's core mechanics boost damage deal to enemies who are silenced, disarmed, or stunned. For years, that condition was too niche to build around, but with Stella and Cynthia work together, those conditions are applied consistently and reliable. At level 4, Lethal Landmine becomes absolutely brutal. The damage amplification is no longer situational, it's permanent pressure throughout the fight. Enemy troops spend large portions of combat unable to act, while Stella tears them apart. And the results speak for themselves. In battle reports, we are now seeing something that would have sounded insane a few generations ago. Stella as a rider, dealing more damage than Daisy as a hunter. Lethal Landmine consistently produce higher damage numbers than Mark of Strength, and in many cases even outperforms the supposedly dedicated Mark of Insight Control. And this isn't theory crafting, these are real combat reports. The takeaway here is simple but very important. Never underestimate old Tempest Arm. Just because something was weak in previous meta doesn't mean it's dead forever. As new heroes like Stella enters the game and introduce powerful control mechanics, forgotten weapons can suddenly become top tier again. Lethal Landmine is the perfect example. Dusty, ignored and written off, until Stella brought it back into the spotlight as one of the most lethal choices in the game. So if you still have one lying around, don't dismantle it, upgrade it, test it, you might be sitting on a weapon that turns Stella into a true monster. And that's exactly why Stella is such an exciting hero. She doesn't just fit the meta, she reshapes it.